Hey guys, what's up? Jin from Otakuology here, starting us out on the intro. I haven't done it in a while. I feel kind of rusty. But with me, as always, is my co-host. I may be streaming in my underwear right now, Otaku Mike.
Hey, don't give away trade secrets, okay?
Trade secrets. There you go. Anyway, so I had to tell you this before we actually jumped into our topic today. So I see that you worked on your comic wall, and I love that. Is that Beakley behind you? Or
Yeah,
Eagly?
it's Eagly. It's Eagly behind
I
me.
was sitting there, I was like, that's sick. I love it.
It's Eagly. And then we have over here, we have Dick Grayson in his underwear on some pumpkins. And then if you this way, it kind of the glare's kind of going, but like I got like Catwoman up there, and then like this way.
Yeah.
You can't see the top part, I guess. I guess I could move it up a little bit more. There's Streaky the Super Cat up there. And then we have, where is it? Crypto's up there and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working on my comic wall. It's been expensive because it's like $5, $6 a variant cover.
Right.
Which,
right.
I got to show you. Oh, if I can grab it. Oh. I know this is not the variant cover podcast, but this one's going on the wall soon, which is like, it's like
Love
a
it.
Batman like gadget.
What do you mean it's not the variant cover podcast? You know we can change the name on the thing whenever we
I know.
For today only, the variant cover podcast. Hey, this is my co-host.
But we got a not really us a response, but the community on YouTube got a response to the anime men in their video that they made a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
They did a response for now. Apparently, they're the most hated anime YouTubers, AniTubers of all time, like ever. I thought we weren't going to talk about this again, and then I was like, God damn it! The next day, I think it came out the next day after we podcasted or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, not again.
You texted it to me, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I know. And I gotta say, I have to commend them for coming back and apologizing, because that first video got so much hate.
Yeah.
So much hate. And like, I mean, we ragged on it on our channel, but I mean, I feel like we were kind of respectful about it in a sense, you know?
Yeah.
You know, they're younger, they're young bloods, the anime community, you know, and I don't know if all the hate is necessarily warranted.
Yeah.
But the response they got in it, and I was just curious, like, what did you think of the new Otakuology video? I don't know what you would call it.
I mean, I can't really say much, because doing an apology video after having as many views as they had on the old one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably rolling in some dough. So
I mean, yeah, they're probably rolling in some dough.
To do an apology video, to have that many people come back and try and like your stuff. I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, I respect it, but it also kind of seems like it's an easy way to also do a cash grab, which, I mean, would we do that? Most definitely.
We would try to grab that bag.
So, you know, like,
definitely.
Most, I mean, like, that's YouTube stuff.
It was interesting to see, like, the response. Like, some people really liked the video, others still thought.
The weird thing is, I felt like they put more into the second one than they did the first one, because you know how they did the little timeline thing?
Yeah.
Where it would be this, and it would give you the date, and then it would go down, and it would show you the comic or whatever, the cover for it, and then it would go to the next one, go up. I mean, I love that. Like, if that was in the first one, I think I would have definitely bitched less.
I mean, it was a very well put together video.
Yeah.
Very well put together. And like, the only thing I kind of like had a problem with it, like, is their like whole like response in the fact that they were like, hey, we couldn't meet our deadline, so we put out this shitty video. We knew it was
Yeah.
shitty, but we put it out anyways.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I feel like there's a thing like maybe they just didn't want to,
Yeah.
and they could have told us that, like, hey, we just did a shitty video. Because when you look at the rest of their stuff, it is, different quality,
Yeah.
and it's a lot higher quality than that first video we watched.
Yeah. No, it was a very.
Um,
I really go ahead. Sorry.
So that's where I'm kind of stuck at though is, what if it was planned to be that way?
What if it was planned to be bad,
Yeah,
and then
like
they were
it
gonna
was
give their honest opinions later on?
well, not so much, but the way that they did it, just pre-planned it that way, and then after seeing that it was going to go downhill,
Uh huh.
then they already knew. I mean, because
So do you think they
part of their
saw it?
other videos, are like they don't have that many negatives to it per
No,
se.
no, they don't.
But I guess at some point, whenever you look at it and you go, oh well, we're on a uphill slope going or a downhill slope with 5,000, people that dislike our video, maybe we should get ready to make a response. So it was almost like they were prepared to make a response video to it like the day after it was published.
Like seeing like the writing on the wall
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a sense. Yeah, I could see that. And I kind of wondered that, to be honest, which I mean, I don't want to spend the whole podcast talking about like them in this video that, there
yeah,
are some highlights. Like I liked the responses that they gave for some of the stuff where they actually did watch some of the episodes and stuff and they addressed like all the flack and stuff that they got for the video that they put out, the ranking anime video, the and stuff.
yeah,
And I liked they're like, yeah, this isn't necessarily for me, but I can see why people do enjoy this or did enjoy this anime. Um where I was like, it kind of stopped me in my tracks because I thought they were just talking about the anime they ranked in their previous video. They
yeah,
talk about Gunbuster.
yeah. They incorporated like some new ones.
They incorporated some new ones, and I don't remember if Evangelion was in the first tier list or not, but I know Gunbuster was not in the first tier list.
Yeah, yeah,
And which I was like, interesting that they would choose Gunbuster, which is a beloved anime, and has a very big cult following. And to see them like praise it and stuff was really cool. Like that's the thing I like is like they from this video to the last one, they actually gave the stuff a shot.
yeah,
They gave us some a shot. I don't know if maybe some of it was reading off of a Wikipedia article or whatnot, or maybe ChatGPT wrote it up for them. Um, but it seemed like they actually did give the animes a shot, which I do like, and I think that's probably how the first video should have been.
yeah.
And we said that in our previous live stream that
So
we
let me
did.
let me ask you this: if they reached out and said, "Otaku Mike, you want to collab?"
I'm talking, Mike. You want to collab?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
yay or nay? Okay,
I collab. I would collab with anybody. I
you'd
would
be
collab
like,
with anybody. I
you'd be
did
like,
notice that they
"Can I
dropped
can I
like
join? Can I join the haters?" No.
I did notice that they dropped like almost like 500,000 subscribers
Yeah.
because they were at 5 million and they dropped like four something.
Well, like I told you, like I thought it was funny. Like I didn't really think about who they were, and I think I clicked on the video and it said suggested videos, and so I had seen that from like the Pink Black song or whatever that the
Uh-huh.
music video they did, and it was like these are the same guys, and you were like, oh, they are.
Yeah, they yeah, which we're talking about the Anime Men. The Anime Men, we should have started with that. The Anime Men YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Which I kind of wanted to move into like the responses that people um made toward these guys.
yeah.
These younger guys. Do you feel like the responses were warranted that they got, like all like the different videos and like people trying to jump on, like
I
us trying
will
to jump on the
say,
bandwagon.
I will say, I felt like a good chunk of them are warranted. I will also say, though, that I feel like a majority of people that have no media background or anime background that are also just anime tourists themselves, uh, to sit there and respond to some of it and act like they're jumping on the bandwagon with all these other people like you and I that actually watch it and do things like that for almost a living, per se. Um, yeah, per se. Basically, it's kind of like, you muddled the waters, I feel like, on a lot of it. And
Okay,
it's
how so?
because it's because like all the keyboard warriors kind of want to get behind their own shit and be able to jump on the bandwagon to feel justified in what they're saying.
I mean, a lot of those people got a lot of responses back.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like every AniTuber who was popular, like, jumped on this. There were some ones that I thought were pretty funny. Like, I liked watching, I think it was Aki Dearest. I thought hers was pretty funny. Um, Joey the Anime Man's was interesting, and he got some pushback
Yeah. Yeah.
from what he did, and he said that the anime men are like tourists, and I believe it was they are like the Christopher Columbus of anime fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Okay, I guess we'll go with that. Which I don't know. It brings me to like how I feel like there's two different sides to the anime fandom. You have the old people like us who grew up in the anime culture, buying the VHSs, buying the DVDs, having to watch anime on like not streaming platforms, but we watched it week to week wherever we could. Like we got what we got, and we didn't care if it had the most awesome animation or like the best like story. Like we got what we got in the end. And
Right.
it kind of shaped our our like way we saw anime. Like, 'cause I feel like whenever you jump into anime, that's the period of anime, like or types of anime that you watch are those are the ones you're going to stick with in a sense.
Right.
Not many newer fans or people don't want to go outside their comfort zone, I feel like.
Right. Right.
And
No, I agree with that.
I feel like a lot of what the anime men covered in their video was not in their comfort zone. It was not.
Probably.
It was not,
Well, and some of it was stuff that I felt like they'd never had seen before. So,
which is true. Yeah.
um, I mean, nobody's seen all the anime out there. We'll
No,
just say
nobody
that.
has seen all
I
that.
mean, I
Yeah.
mean, even the person that has seen virtually every anime has not ever seen every anime.
Yeah.
Um, so in the sense of that, I felt like it was a little in poor taste because I felt like a lot of the other bigger like YouTubers were going off of just that video and probably the quality of it without really like going in and deep diving kind of how you and I do to see like what other stuff do they do.
Yeah.
You know, knowing you sometimes you're like, I went back to see exactly the first video they posted, and then I went like a year in advance to see how it increased. Did it get better? Like uh kind of like consuming all of that stuff to like give you your best opinion. And I don't feel like a lot of people probably did that.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're gamifying AniTube or anime YouTube. I mean, it is what it is. They're a popular channel. They're younger. They probably have a younger demographic. You
Yeah,
know, they I would be really curious, like what their anime viewing habits are, and like what what they really gravitated towards would seem to be like flashy animation, flashy action scenes, you know, anything within the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
Well, what I would like to see going forward on part of that is if there were some of these older ones that they may have enjoyed, seeing them actually watch more of that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you like watch more.
Yeah, watch more of those old ones that they were like, oh, we gave it a chance and we liked it, and then they go from there.
I mean, I feel like they
Um,
have the platform to do that as well. Like, like show, hey, all these different aspects to the anime fandom regarding anime. Like, there's so many different stuff out there. Like, how many times do we pigeonhole ourselves as anime fans? Which I feel like it's more of like a human thing where we like what we like and we don't go out of our square. We don't go out of our comfort zone in a sense.
yeah,
And
yeah, there's a lot of people that do that.
yeah. And I feel like they have a platform where they could, or they're just chasing the trends just to get clicks and views.
It's true.
But I wanted to talk about as well the just how everybody responded and just almost like the ferocious mob, I would say, like pitchforks, torches.
So let me ask you this. How many people do you think were also more so rallied because of bigger anime tubers doing things like that?
Oh, I think they all were. I think they all were
Like how
rallied.
many people watched Joey or watched Aki Dearest and were like, "Oh man, I got to go respond on this video." Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta go respond to this video and catch this fire so I can be relevant, I feel like, in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying we're not doing that too, but we're doing it a little bit after, you know. Um, but it
totally
just
different. What are you talking about? We like
it's
to
totally
joke.
different. It's totally
We
different,
we give we give input. Okay.
But it makes me feel bad for the anime community because I felt like it could have gone about addressing things and not leading to like all these insults and stuff in a sense. Like
Yeah,
it just seemed like they were just ragging on these guys, which I don't know if it's warranted or not. Which everybody's entitled to a difference of opinion. I feel like everybody's
yeah.
entitled to that.
Well, and as many people as they know, I mean, and like they bring it up at one point that they're still in college. So,
Yeah, they're still in like college or
like,
something like that. Yeah,
how many people probably know at least one of them? Because there's six of them. Totally
yeah,
different than you and I. There's just two of us.
yeah,
But when you have a bigger cast of people that actually talk about stuff, you have more opportunity for things to happen. So there's six of them. What if even like people on college or in their college or something, like said stuff to that, like took things out of context?
I feel like things could have been taken out of context
Yeah,
in a sense, and um, I don't know. It makes me think about the fandom and like how protective
yeah,
like anime fans are about the animes that they love, which you and I
right.
have done this too. You and I have done this too, in a sense. How protective like a lot of the older fans are of just anime culture. Like we've talked about this before, but like anime used to not be mainstream.
Yeah,
Anime, and which I don't know if it still is, like if it still has like a stigma to it or not. Would you
yeah.
say it still has a stigma? Um,
I would say it still has a stigma with like baby boomers. Um, I wouldn't say that there's like more of a stigma now because we're kind of going through the ages of like the newer people are more accepted into being able to watch it.
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I just feel like there's like this generational divide, and I feel like a lot of the older fans were like, "Don't talk about this like that. Like, don't like show your respect. Show your
Yeah,
respect like what came before."
right, right.
And it's interesting to see how everybody
Well, and
went
I
about
also
it.
think it was just the way that they approached it. I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion. So if you were going to say, you know what, I think Dragon Ball Z is a piece of shit, and you gave me a list of things and reasons of why you thought Dragon Ball Z was a piece of shit, I could get behind, not agree with you, but I could get behind understanding why you said that.
I would like to see them do a video of the
One
least
of
popular anime.
one of the things I feel like that made this one so much of that was the fact of the first one didn't really seem like they cared. They were
No.
kind of pulling it out of their ass. Well, I don't like this one only because it's in black and white. I don't like
Yeah.
this one because of the art style. You
I don't
know,
like this one because it's in Spanish.
well, that's usually air. So, um, but stuff like that, and then of course, like moving over, we did have that whole anime tourist thing where some people jumped
Oh,
on our boy Joey about it. So,
yeah. Yeah, what are your thoughts about that?
oh
Because
my god,
that
I I felt like some of what Joey said was unwarranted, but I also feel like he wasn't wrong. Maybe his response video to that other one that we watched was wrong because I felt like there were some things that he did allude to that I disagreed with a little bit, but I understood. He gave me that understanding of what he was comparing it to.
yeah.
So, I understood that part. But then to have to get a response video out there, I mean, the other thing with that is like Joey's got to know, like everybody kind of considers him like the anime man, right?
Well, it's in the name. It's in the title of
Yeah,
his name.
and so like that other video, I didn't feel like warranted a response at all. Joey could have just brushed it off his shoulder and not worried about any of that and
Yeah.
commenting anymore or anything else. So to do that, I feel like that other person kind of
Well, I
needs to
don't
feel
I if I remember
privileged
correctly,
a little
I
bit.
don't think he even did it on his main channel. I think he did it on like his backup channel.
I thought it was like on TikTok or something.
It might have been on TikTok as well, but like I think maybe he clipped it or something, but I think he did it on like a separate channel. Like he
No.
has like two different he has like a personal like vlogging channel, and then I think he has like his anime man channel.
Yeah, yeah. But
Anyway,
man,
sorry, go ahead.
that was just kind of like what?
Yeah, yeah, it was. It's really interesting how people perceive anime, and like it's just odd. Like we have these two different like sets of fandom who don't get along. I don't want to get political, but it seems almost like Democrats and Republicans, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And like don't you talk about my Demon Slayer. I don't like Demon Slayer. It's a piece of shit. you know, and like it's like we can't just all fucking get along.
Well, I think part of that is like TV series, right? So you have people that like Lord of the Rings. There's a Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings fandom. Harry Potter, there's a Harry Potter fandom. Um, other ones like that. I feel like there's all a fandom. Supernatural. You have a fandom for it. People love it. That's what it is, and it's almost like those things can't cross. So like going back to Harry Potter, if you have a Harry Potter fandom and maybe you also have like a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them fandom, it's like okay, we can both say yes, it came from this, and at some points we can agree and talk about different stuff. But then in other points, if you go, oh well, Harry Potter's much better than Fantastic Beasts, and then you have those people that go, no, it's not. I didn't enjoy Harry Potter as much as I enjoyed Fantastic Beasts. Like you kind of get that sway between like they're the same universe, they're the same world and everything, but you have people that don't like that stuff. And I kind of feel like that's the way that a lot of things with anime are. You either like anime or you don't, and there aren't exactly certain fandoms for certain things. You like this thing, like Demon Slayer or something else like that, and it's just you're an anime fan. It's not
Yeah,
you're a Demon
a
Slayer
Demon
fan.
Slayer fan. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a Peacemaker fan. You know, it's not different stuff. It's almost like they all have to go together, and I think that's where corralling a lot of things are that make it bad.
And it's very much almost like I feel like you have to like prove yourself as a fan.
That's true.
Like whenever you get into like a thing and you're like, oh yeah, I like anime. Like, okay, what are your top 5 favorite anime? And like, well, I mean, this could open a can of fucking worms right here.
That's true.
Like, and it's like we have this wall up as fans, and like, be like, okay, like, are you cool enough to to show up and like be like, okay, like, yeah, I don't like the same anime as you, or like I've only seen 2 anime, so that makes I don't know if that makes me an anime fan or not. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Which I mean, I also find it funny. Like, you kind of have to prove that you have that, but then I will use myself as an example. Um, you have things that you enjoyed and like you never thought it would turn into anything. And so for me, that would be like YouTube when I did manga and everything.
yeah, yeah.
And how like you do that and people find out like how big your collection is or something like that. And then it spreads like wildfire, like, oh, this person's like an intimidating force, right? And it's like, I never put that on myself. I never came at anybody like that. Playing it up as a joke is what it is. But now it almost seems like people still want to do that, but they're also the same people that's like, well, you're not good enough for that, you know?
Or
And
like, or you could say, in a sense, like when we were in like the manga tube,
yeah,
bringing it up in the manga tube community, there were plenty of people who were like, "Oh, you're not good enough to be in manga tube. You're not good enough to make videos. You know, you
do
don't
you
have."
remember the guy that would go in people's comments when they were talking about having a big collection and he would be like, your collection's not my collection?
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, where's this coming from? Like, what?
But it feels like every community like kind of gatekeeps a little bit in a sense,
That's
and
true.
it's it's odd because like I remember like when I was doing like I'm still doing content but on my YouTube channel, but like I
Yeah,
remember
witnessed.
like I very much had like imposter syndrome almost at times where like I questioned like my own worth as a creator
Yeah,
because like my editing skills weren't up to par. You know, I did my best with all the equipment that I had and stuff. You know, I remember you had to have like the best equipment going into this, you know, lights and cameras, and all I had
yeah,
was a tripod and a phone, you know, that's all I had.
right. I remember having to push for that so much on that because you'd have people that did say shit like that. And I'm like, hey, if you get a new light, that's one step forward. And like telling people like, hey, just take a step forward every time you do something. If you have a new manga, read it. You finished it, you accomplished it. Keep
Yeah, and I
going.
feel
You know, and a lot of people don't push that stuff anymore. I feel like where like you're saying, it is everything has to be pristine and that turns you into everybody else.
and it's kind of
And
like, hey, all your anime opinions have to be pristine, and all the anime you like has to be pristine, and you know, you have to like this certain anime to be in our club,
yeah,
which shouldn't be the case. It should not be the case whatsoever. It's God, man, like just thinking back about all this shit, like I had to take from like other YouTubers being like, "Oh, you're not worthy enough. Your intro sucks." You know, the way you look, you know, the way you pronounce different character names and stuff, or like the way
Well,
the way you produce your videos, and I feel like it came down to like I had to really let a lot of that go,
yeah.
which
Well, and then, looking at it, like, where are those people at today?
they're not around,
They don't do it.
or they moved
So
on to reaction videos.
at some point, people have said shit and they didn't hold true to themselves. And I feel like that's kind of the hypocrisy about a lot of that. That we do have a lot of bigots, I would say, because you have people that, because they did have bigger like collections or something like that, assume something. And we're like, oh, trying to put them down. But now they have like 10,000 books in their collection. And they're like, oh man, I can't believe that I'm here. And I feel like at that point, when you've accomplished your goal and you've overcome somebody else, you also realize that being there at that spot or being at the top really doesn't make you any better.
No,
It makes it more like now you have to feel like you have to hold that off if you're that type of person.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
riding the wave of being like, oh yeah, I have this mini and I'm trying to like slap people with my big manga dick or whatever. Like that was funny because none of that shit was ever stuff I ever said about myself. It was basically playing up a meme or whatever. And I feel like that was the root of how I was able to have more of how I am with our podcast.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, I act like the most pompous, irate person sometimes when we do it. And part of it is grounded into because I had so many people that did that because of I came in the game with such a big collection only because I enjoyed it.
I mean, you could say people were gatekeeping in the manga community too, like just the same as the anime community.
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't think is needed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's needed. I think when people come in and they're new and they don't know anything about anime or manga or whatever, you should be like, hey, this is what came before. This is what I personally like. If you like it, that's cool. If you don't like it, we can find something else for you to watch and we can find something else for us to bond over.
Let me ask you this in a sense. Do you think that somebody that has a big anime collection or manga collection could still be a manga or anime tourist?
Maybe,
Like they haven't consumed it, they just own it.
maybe it's possible.
Hmm.
Or they possibly consume only what if they only consume that particular stuff?
Yeah.
Like say, what if I only consume stuff from like 1980 to 99?
Yeah.
Would that make you an anime tourist in a sense? Because you
Yeah.
haven't grown and watched more stuff?
Right. Right.
Like or kept or like because like to be honest, like I love anime. I love anime. I think it's cool. I don't keep up with a lot of new anime. You could say I'm kind of in this in a sense. I don't keep up with a lot of new anime. I watch anime very casually now. I am a very casual anime fan at the moment in my life.
Right.
I will watch something with my girlfriend or my daughter or whatever, and like we'll watch
With your
something,
buddy?
or I'll watch something for the podcast. I went like I think it was when my car was broken down like a couple weeks ago. And I went and I was stuck at home and I was like, I'm gonna pull an anime out of my collection that I have never watched.
Yeah.
And I did that and I sat down and I gotta be honest, it was kind of one of the weirdest things just to sit down and watch anime and not have to like turn on my podcast YouTube brain.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just watched it for fun,
Yeah.
which I feel like that's something maybe we've lost as content creators almost sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's books that I'll get in when I'm collecting comics and stuff that I don't cover on my YouTube channel. I just do it. I just collect them because I want to collect them. I want to read them because I want to read them.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't openly really talk about them or make videos on them on my channel, you know. Which
yeah,
I think like when I was doing like the manga stuff, like I would talk about all volume ones of almost everything I would get, you know.
yeah.
Like I had to kind of like almost separate myself, and I don't want to say be almost two different people, but be almost two different people in a sense.
Be two-minded.
Be, yeah, I guess two minded. I guess you could say, yeah.
Yeah,
Like what would the reviewer in me think, and what would like the fan in me think, like?
yeah,
And I feel like some people take anime a little too like to heart, and
yeah.
are really passionate about it, and they make that their whole entire life. Like
It's true.
anime is their whole entire life. And for these guys, I don't feel like anime is their entire life. But I do have to say, one thing I did like about the video, we're going back to the most hated anime tuber video. I liked the ending. I thought the ending was very well done.
Yeah,
With them, you know, anime brought them together and like brought these friends together, which that's really what it should all be about, is bringing people together and showing their like love for anime, and not like putting a divide between us as
right,
fans. Like
right.
there shouldn't be a divide, I feel like.
No, it should just be like one of those things of, oh, you like Gundams? I like Gundams.
I like Gundams. What Gundam do you like? Oh,
What do you like?
I like Iron Blooded Orphans. Well, I like Gundam Wing.
Yeah,
You know, let me show you this over here. Now you show me this over here and tell me why you like this versus this. You know, like you can have like very good discussions and not be a fucking asshole about it. You
right,
know,
right.
not be a fucking gatekeeper about it and stuff. Like I feel like how like the anime tube scene was like there's a lot of fucking assholes in the anime tube scene at that time. Like
Yeah,
a lot of fucking judgmental assholes who would like be like, your content sucks. The content that you're covering sucks, you know, but they never like really gave you or went into any detail about it, I feel like,
yeah,
in a sense. And I mean, it's not how it should be. Like, you should be able to communicate with people on what you like and dislike, you know, and just give your thoughts. I mean, I feel like that's how it should be. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
Well, and I think some people like that, like friendships that we lost, I would say, like some of that happened because we were so tied into doing it for YouTube
yeah,
that the only part of our friendship we actually did have was manga or
yeah,
anime. And then after that kind of stuff happened, and you either got out of it or whatever, it was like, well, the friendship ceased to exist because you didn't have anything tying each other
y-
together because there
yeah.
was no talking.
Yeah, you didn't have anything in common in a sense. And that's probably one of the saddest things I feel
Yeah,
like, is the fact that I lost so many really good friends, you know? I felt
yeah,
like in the anime manga tube community, like so many people just ceased to exist on there, and then like, well, what do you talk about now? Like, how do you go about talking about this, cuz you made this, like we said, you made this your personality. You made this
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you know?
Well, and I just think it's funny. Uh, I have friends that were good that I made, and it will be so funny. Uh, Shout out to Justin, buddy. Uh,
Wait,
you know,
say all of his names.
oh my gosh, from alphabetical order, starting from the front.
Starting from the first one.
Uh, Starwind and Hawking, Amasco J, Dusty Hook,
Just me
I
plus
mi-
manga.
yeah, me plus manga. I missed one. I missed one in there, like
There's
the
one in there I
third
don't
one.
remember what it was.
The third one, I missed it. I don't know. But like the funny thing to me is like Justin has been one of my friends forever, and I think it's so funny because we don't talk that much. And the last time that we actually got to talk, like I was on the phone with Justin for like I think 6 hours, 4 or 6 hours, and we just talked about life. And I was like, you know what? Like this is good conversation. Like he talked to me about stuff, I talked to him about stuff, and it was one of those like you knew it was a good friendship because it was like you never like
Jay Hooked is the last channel he made.
okay.
Yeah.
But you had that where like you knew you had a friend that like you could talk to, and even though you talk to him once in a while, like you still know it's a good friendship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting going back to those friendships in a sense, like, or rekindling those friendships, because I did the same thing with a friend of ours, Bizarre Individual, as well. Like, he reached out to me and we've been chatting and stuff and kind of rekindling and finding our friendship and where it stands and stuff like that, you know. It's been like it's interesting because like whenever I talk to somebody who rolled with us in the manga anime community on YouTube,
the
like
OGs.
the OGs, one might say, the OGs, one might say, by the time that I was done,
Yeah,
like I became so jaded, and you know this.
yeah,
Like I became so jaded with like that community. Like I wanted nothing to do with it.
right.
I wanted nothing to do with it. And I'm kind of coming to terms with myself and like what happened and in that community, and like trying my best to move past it, because I feel like time does heal all wounds. And we've kind of gone off topic at this point. But
We're still there. What are you talking
time
about? We're still talking
time
about anime.
time eventually does heal all wounds and stuff, and like I'm starting to reconnect with some people
Yeah,
who, I miss having them in my life.
yeah,
I remember we would talk to Justin and Bizarre like every day, it seemed like, almost, or like we would be in each other's videos, be in
yeah.
each other's DMs and stuff, or having group
Do each
chat,
other's tags.
doing each other's tags. Yeah, as you freeze on the screen, like and like building the community, and in a weird sense, the community is not there, and the community has moved on.
Yeah.
The community has moved on and has moved on to other people, and now we're just a shell of our former selves, I feel like.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that. I think
As
that
a
those
as a
other
community as a
people.
community, I would say.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like those other people were probably jaded and had to do things to be put more center stage because they wanted that attention. And I think that's where the crack started, is because you had everybody else that wanted like the friendships out of it and everything and to have fun. And then you had the people that were like, well, you can't do that. And I think that's where the cracks of all that kind of started.
Yeah.
But, you know, like one of the things that we've talked about before is how I feel like too about how like I almost like left podcasting and YouTubing and everything.
Well, you
Uh
you don't really do YouTube other than this.
hey, that's okay. I can still go by YouTuber. You give me the pseudo title, okay?
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Um, like all this other stuff like that. And of course, it wasn't that much per se, but like there was a lot of like pushback, honestly, like from you that was, hey buddy, like it's gonna be a new day, it's gonna be something else going on. Why don't we start a podcast?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of
And like
push for that.
let's start an actual podcast. Like we
Yeah,
weren't gonna do like these live streams and call it a podcast. Like,
Yeah.
we built a podcast.
You were like, let's be like a phoenix rising out of the ashes.
Like, we built a
It's
podcast.
a lot cooler in my head. Like, I feel like you were like that commanding general guy in a good anime, and he's like, you know, you gave me like this whole like epic speech, and I was like,
I still remember the day. I still remember the day like we talked. Like, and
is that the date tattooed on your ankle?
no. I remember the
That
day
would be hilarious. You're like, this day right here. This is where I got you.
No, I remember the day. I remember it specifically. Like, you and I, because I was sitting on my back porch. It was snowpocalypse in Texas. Like, we couldn't go anywhere because it like froze over and snowed everybody in.
Snowcalypse.
And I was sitting on my back porch. I had like a hoodie on and stuff, and I was talking to you. And this is right when our podcast that we had and it fell apart. And we brought Bazaar in, and that kind of fell apart because we just couldn't record and stuff. And I don't remember what was going on at the time, but you were like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with social media. I'm done with YouTube. And I was like, hey, buddy, like, what if we did something and we just didn't tell anybody about it? I was like, what if we don't tell anybody about it?
Hey, you can't tell everybody that we planned a heist, okay?
I know. I was like, what if we take something, we create it, and we just throw it out there and let people find it?
Yeah.
You know? Like, just let people find it. We're not attached to MangaTube. We're not attached to AniTube. Like, we're just going to do our own thing. Now, eventually, those people did find us. And, you know, they came on the podcast, or we had other people on the podcast, you know, who were attached to it, but were like newer and didn't know things and stuff, and weren't as jaded or anything like that. And I feel like that was a really good way to like almost heal, almost like the proverbial scars of like what happened. Is like, you know, we went and did our own thing. We didn't have people judging us. We didn't have people making other podcasts about us and talking about like our opinions or anything. We just went and have been doing this for the past 5 years now, you know?
Yeah.
No, I still remember that day. I remember the day like I was sitting in the car and I was like, what should we fucking call ourselves? And I threw up I found like this random name generator, and I got our name, you know, and I remember us creating our logos, you know, and I remember all of it. Yeah, I remember the first time we uploaded to YouTube, and I remember our first podcast stuff that we did, you know, like I remember people still trying to come on the podcast and they're not on the podcast, you know? So
it's a low blow for some people, buddy. I've been trying to come on the podcast. You are on the podcast. No, I want to come on as a person, not as a co-host.
You know, and it's I think everybody needs that creative outlet.
Yeah.
And if it's YouTube, that's a cool thing. Like, I don't think you should, just because something is negative, I feel like it shouldn't stop you from creating.
So
and giving your opinions about stuff.
I know Mike said we got off topic, but to wheel it all back in.
Okay.
Two things that you said. One thing is time will heal all pain.
Oh, don't worry, Darth. I wasn't talking about you.
So even though the anime men basically made a really crappy video, time will forget about it at some point.
Yes, everybody will forget about it at some point, you know.
And not only that, but obviously the friendship that they've made along the way and everything counts more than what the score of that video ever had. So
it's true. It's true, you know.
Everybody can be an anime
We
tourist.
are doing
even
great,
you.
Things are going good. things are going good. I feel like.
Darth's coming on.
I mean, I feel like we got to get Darth. Darth, when's the next time you're free? We got to bring him on. But
Yes.
the question is, do we let everybody see Darth's beautiful face and have a live stream with him, or do we bring him onto an actual episode of the podcast?
We have a in-person live podcast.
Okay,
So that's what we do.
Okay, yeah.
We rent a car or something, or get in my car or something, and we'll just go to Darth.
Okay, we'll do that. I think he's up. Isn't he up in like Michigan? I don't remember where Darth. Darth, where are you? I know you're not in outer space right now.
Where are you? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Pittsburgh's a far drive. But we can do it.
I mean, we can take a plane trip.
We can do it. I feel like, why hasn't Darth been on the podcast? Like,
you know why.
Is it because we created a monster, or we just don't have a lot of guests on?
You know why.
I don't know why.
I was just trying to see what else you'd say, because you ratted yourself out on what you were thinking.
I'm gonna be honest, Darth. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot you were on that, because that got erased from existence.
Mike gives this really good talk about. I remember when I got Jen to do the podcast, and when we did our art and got a title our stuff, and then he forgets about you. Look at that.
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of that has kind of like gone out of my memory, and I forget that we did the Dadcast and like or what we did on the Dadcast. It's been a long time. But yeah. Anyways,
I forgot we even did YouTube.
I don't know where to go from here.
Well, there's Mr. Sushi and there's Darth.
I know. I remember that time too. Sometimes, but sometimes I don't remember that time.
Which time?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Which time? Like Halloween.
Sushi, are you still in Japan? Did you know Sushi met up with Dindor? Or as he goes by now, Danny Japani?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
You were like, no, it was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
So what you're saying is,
well, no way, Danny's getting married.
You didn't know that? Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well, I don't follow his. Does he still do his vlogging stuff that he does?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know about that. See, this is how not in touch I am. I feel like anymore. Like I don't pay attention to anybody anymore, and I feel like that's sad.
I can definitely see you being that old grandpa now. I remember the day.
Get off my lawn.
I remember the day that me and Jen Graves recorded that one episode about talking about the anime men and how everybody hated them and everything. And I can't remember the last time I had a peach. Grandpa, you had a peach like 20 minutes ago. I don't think that's true.
Well, we love hearing from you. We miss you, and we're glad you're still around.
Yeah, we'll talk to you anytime.
Yeah,
just shoot us a message.
Yeah,
we can shoot the shit.
We can shoot the shit. We can talk about the good old days. The good old days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days of shit in a shit sack. I don't know what kind of emoji that is. Is that a thumbs up?
I can't. It's so tiny on my screen, I can't see it. I thought it was Mamma Mia.
I don't know what that is, but it's a heart. It's a wave.
It's a wave.
Bye.
Much love.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. I feel like we should come together as a community and not be such a bunch of assholes.
I mean, I don't think we should be a community. We saw how that worked the first time. I think we should just be really good friends.
Really good.
The only
friends.
time I would say we should rejoin as a community is if a zombie apocalypse happens.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's when all of this anime manga skill will actually come into play.
Oh, because we all watched a lot of High School of the Dead.
High School of the Dead. What was that other one with the dinosaurs on the island?
Dinosaurs on the island?
Yeah.
Oh god. Was it Cage of Eden?
Cage of Eden, yeah.
Cage of Eden? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to take this episode of this podcast anymore. I feel like I'm all talked out unless you have anything to say or add to this discussion.
Well, in lieu of many things, I did want to tell everybody that Mike has officially hit 20,000 volumes of manga. They are actually in his walls. This is what his house is built out of. So if anybody needs a
Not my
manga,
house of manga.
If anybody needs a big manga dick to hit them in the face, Mike has it.
I haven't bought manga in over a year.
No, but this is how rumors get started. And when people start asking and they go, "Oh my god, that's the biggest of all time."
Hold on. Can you send me money so I can buy manga? Like, I want the viewers of the podcast to send me money so I can buy manga.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm just joking. I was making a reference to something. I don't know if you caught it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I haven't bought manga in over a year.
It would have been better if you did it in a British accent.
I can't do it. Cracky. No.
Oh my god, cracky.
Can we put a little shrimp on the Barbie? Nope, that's my Texas accent. I can't do it.
What the fuck?
Good day, mate. Nope.
Oh my god, you went back.
Oh, bloody hell.
Hey guys, I need you to send me like a butt ton of money because I can't afford manga at the current moment. Can you send me manga, or can you send me stuff to my PO box so that I can now afford to buy manga to review for you guys? Thank you, and good night. I feel so racist right now. I'm a bad person.
I wonder what he is up to or what he's been up to.
Oh, I was talking about somebody else, but
who are you talking about?
You know who I was talking about.
I was talking about Migs.
I was talking about
Loha Lee here.
Different one. They worked with him, but not that one.
I don't know. Alonzo.
I am still buying manga. I am just not buying manga in force, so it's really what I have in my collection and what I'm currently reading at that time. So I bought some Junji Ito as like a whatever. Truth be told,
like I have
my Barnes and Noble thing came up, so I was like, well, I need some manga, but I don't want to get on my list and see what I need left. So I was like, I'll just get some Junji Ito. That's an easy thing. You buy one, you got the one you need.
Like there's some stuff I still want to buy though, manga wise though.
But for the most part, I usually just will get like a bundle of it off of Amazon and figure out what I'm reading. So like if I'm reading Beastars, then I'll get the rest of that. If I'm reading Fire Force, I'll get the rest of that. Just take it in stride, and then I'll try and make a note somewhere if it's a series that's not completed yet. So there's been some of that where it is a pain in the ass because I have had to drop $80 for a volume of manga, and I hated it. But it was the last one I needed. Like, damn,
hated it. You hated it.
I did. I hated it.
I want to tell you. Let me have to scroll back on my YouTube.
I don't really feel like any manga right now is good enough to have to spend that much after it hasn't been published for a year. If it was an older one, like if I was collecting like Knights of Sidonia or Knights of the Zodiac, whichever way you want to call it, which those are two different ones, I would probably work my ass off to try and buy that. But
So
no.
it's been 10 months since I've read a volume of manga or bought a volume of manga. Because I bought one because I wanted to review it on the YouTube channel.
Hey, buddy, I keep telling you, you can get in my Faku subscription anytime you want.
It wasn't even
you can
Faku,
be
no.
You can be the Ichi Lord all over again.
It wasn't even Faku that I bought. It was 7 Seas. I bought 7 Seas stuff.
I know. I'm just saying.
Look, I mean, manga has gotten kind of expensive, and I can't support two hobbies to have comics and manga.
That's why I only paid $12 a month.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm now a comic book YouTuber, so I can't.
Actually, I will have to tell you, our boy kind of busted part of his cherry, and he has gotten more into D&D. Now that's another hobby he's going to have to get into, and it's going to be bad.
Leviathan. I don't know if I've seen Leviathan around. Which I did talk about that on my last my haul video that's coming out. I was like, I got into Dungeons and Dragons.
See, look, and you're gonna be like, damn it, all these hobbies.
I mean, it is all these hobbies, and it's weird, like, because there's manga that I still want to continue to get. Like, I still want to get Ultraman. I think Gundam Thunderbolt's wrapping up. I still want to get
Am I gonna have to come out and be like, hey guys, I've now gotten into comics.
Like, I don't know. The manga comes out so irregularly, and I feel like I can just wait to buy it, to be honest.
It's true.
I think if I was going to be buy what I want like once a year.
I think if I was going to move more into comics than I already am, I think I would probably just buy the subscription services and read them both online.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I just...
But then I could review them. Then
like I would finish stuff off in my collection that I really enjoy, but like I have no real need or drive to buy like new manga that I'm not reading anymore, or I'm not like I haven't read before.
If I get into comics, can I go buy Otakuology?
Yeah, you can go buy Otakuology. Yeah,
hell yeah!
That has to be the Otakuology.
The
Otakuology.
The fucking Otakuology. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
TFOJ.
TFOJ.
The fucking Otakuology.
But yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. And I did start up Usagi Pajimbo again. I actually got to record.
So
I got to record an episode for that tonight.
I'm so proud of you.
For the release tomorrow morning.
I feel like a proud papa.
Why? Why is that?
Because I asked you to like do that like 3 times, and you were like, "No, it's on the back burner." And then out of nowhere, you're like, "Hey, I did something," and then you sent me the thing, and I was like, "You son of a bitch! You could have done this when I asked you like 3 weeks ago."
Let me grab like right here. This is it. This is like the current part that I'm on, which is like right smack dab in the middle of volume 2.
This is before he starts the Turtles to Jimbo.
Are we talking about Stan Lee? Oh, Stan Sakai, probably. I don't know why I said Stan Lee. I don't know. I don't know if he knows if it exists or not.
Who? Oh, the guy?
Yeah. I mean, that would be kind of funny. I know he knows. So
you should reach out to him.
So there is 2 Usagi podcasts out there. One of them is mine, and one of them is the Ronin Rabbit. The Ronin Rabbit has been going on for several years. I actually have befriended Ed. His name's Ed. He runs the Ronin Rabbit podcast, and he puts his out like he's more up to date on his, but like I kind of want to collaborate with Ed and see like what he does.
Do it.
But I don't know. I mean, if Stan knew about, I had a chance to meet Stan at one point, and it felt Stan Sakai.
I had to do it to you because you did it.
No, yeah, he came to Houston for a Comic-Con, and I wasn't able to go, and I really wanted to meet him, and my plans fell through to go. I didn't have the money, and I was so distraught that I had the chance to meet Stan Sakai, and I was like, fuck, didn't get to meet him. And then I saw everybody in like the Usagi Yojimbo Facebook group. They're like, yeah, I got to meet Stan. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so wonderful. You got to meet Stan. But yeah, a new episode will come out. There's also the YouTube channel, Usagi Yojimbo. I am also a finalist for the Comic Book Community Awards as well. Voting ends tonight, I believe. So there's that, which I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Well, Jin's on his phone texting something. That's very important.
I am. I'm trying to look up Stan Sakai so I can send him an email.
Oh, really?
Yeah, buddy. Fuck you. I'm the one that makes things happen.
Okay. That's the case. But we do have an interview line.
You forget. Who was your one person that you really wanted on and I got him?
Zaku Aurelius.
Zaku fucking Aurelius.
But we do have an interview lined up in a couple weeks. We are going to be interviewing a animation lawyer from the WB and Nickelodeon, and he is a pretty big advocate for autism. His name is Brighton Payne, I believe his name is, and he talks about autism in comics and autism in animation. And so we will be talking to him on the podcast on the 13th, I believe, for this month. So that ought to be fun. We got a cold cock email from him asking to come on the podcast to talk, and he's doing a creative writing competition for people with autism for like a spec script to possibly have something animated, possibly. I think it is, if I remember correctly. And they win like $5,000, I think it is, as well. But yeah, look forward to that on the podcast. Then we're going to continue our King of the Hill and Peacemaker. My mind went blank. My mind went blank on this, our King of the Hill and Peacemaker stuff. But yeah. In closing, Jen, let's wrap up this podcast.
So, to have everything come to a head and a conclusion in tonight's story, if you like anime, you like manga, you like comics, D&D, anything else, we're the two guys that are probably good to talk to. No judging, nothing else. And it's always good to see you next Tuesday. See you later.